Hello, this is Joachim from the Open Science Data Center of TRR266 Accounting for Transparency. In this super short video, I show you an important but small GitHub step, forking a repository. So, in order to do so, I have logged myself in with a temporary account and I'm now forking this repository that happens to be a public course repository on a research on corporate transparency that we are just having. So here is the address, you see the address, right? And so to fork it, it's very simple. You simply have to click on this button here, right? So you will find this button next to every public repository, and simply by clicking on it, we create the fork process. So the first thing that you have to set here is a repository name. In most cases, it's fine to leave the standard name of the repository, but maybe you want to change it to something else, but then you have to remember also a little bit, where this original repository or how this original repository was named. So yeah, just leave it as it is in most cases. Then there are repositories with multiple branches. Here we have a very simple repository, only has one main branch, so it doesn't really matter. But if you have multiple branches, you can choose to only copy the main branch, right? So this is often useful because you might not be interested in all the development branches that linger around in the original repository. So once all this is set, you can hit create fork, and then it takes a while to create the actual fork. And what this fork is, it is essentially a copy of the original repository to your own GitHub account. You can see this now because now you see that the repository is now linked to my temporary GitHub account. And the advantage of this is that all the changes that you will do to this repository, you can push to your GitHub account and it will be stored in this very repository. So you can use the original repository as a starting point and then wander off to make your own changes. And if you think that these changes are useful, you can then add a simple step, and we will do this in another video at some point maybe. You can then contribute your changes via a pull request to the original repository, but you don't have to, right? And also you can keep your repository up to date with the original repository, by syncing your fork. And this is this wonderful button. Again, we will look into this in a separate video. But for now, we have achieved our mission. We have forked a repository. And this repository now is us. We can change it, we can work on it. Wonderful. So it is public because the original repository was also public. So that's something to keep in mind if you push your changes to it, right? So because they will be visible by others. But again, that's all we wanted. So well done, lads. And if you're interested in how to actually use this repository, check out the other videos. There we will be building a code space in this repository so that we can actually start to code. See you there.